Today, I'm going to my first ever T20 cricket game to watch Surrey vs Hampshire in the Vitality Blast. T20 cricket is known as the glitz and glamour version of the sport and was primarily designed to bring in audiences outside of its traditional base. I feel like today's going to be a good day. Let's see how my experience went. So I've already vlogged a football game on this channel when I went to see England versus Denmark in the 2020 Euros. By far the best experience I've had in my life at a football match. I've also vlogged a baseball game from when I went to Canada a couple of months ago. So I thought it'd be a good time to do cricket. I guess this is slowly becoming some sort of sports channel. On the note of sports vlogging, in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to a sporting event, which I've wanted to go for my whole life. I'm very excited for it. So make sure you subscribe to see that video whenever it comes out. Considering how much I love cricket, and yes, I know the stereotype, I'm brown, of South Asian descent. Of course I love cricket. But yeah, as I was saying, considering how much I love cricket, it's a bit of a crime that I've only been to one match before in my life, and that was the World Cup, the 50th ever World Cup when it happened in England in 2019. And I went to see a great game between New Zealand and South Africa at Edgbaston, which is a ground all the way up in Birmingham. So just up ahead, over there in the distance, we have our first glimpses of Oval, Surrey's home ground. I actually tried to go to a T20 game about a couple of weeks ago, but in typical British fashion, it got rained off. I'll put a few clips in here so you guys can get an idea of how bad the rain was. Finally inside the ground, it's time to head to my seat. As you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day here in London. It's like it's the perfect day for a game of cricket. I've made it to my seat, and yeah, you can see how spectacular the ground is. I think Oval is maybe like the third biggest cricket stadium in the UK. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's really nice. This is the home ground of Surrey, and considering that I live in Surrey, it's a bit of a crime that I actually haven't been to more games. The time is currently 5:30 and the game kicks off at 6:30, so I think it's a good time to go and check out what food is available here. There were a huge variety of food options at the Oval, such as pizza, burgers, and even fish and chips. I decided to get a chicken shawarma kebab, which was decent, but in no way justified its £15 price tag. But I guess that's the premium you pay when it comes to staging food. It was then time to settle into my seat for the start of the game. At our first wicket of the game, it's currently 20 for 1, and the second over is just finished. One thing I've noticed is how the crowd here are much older than you'll find at the football game. A lot of people here are like dressed in suits as well. It's, yeah, I guess the saying cricket being a gentleman's sport is very true. Hampshire are flying along despite that early wicket. They're currently 41 for 1. I think I might have jinxed Hampshire slightly. Literally straight after that last clip, they've lost 2 wickets very quickly. It's now 46 for 3. We've got a box on the pitch, I think. Woo! It's not every day you see that at a cricket game. Power play's just finished, and Hampshire are 60 for 3, so they're going exactly 10 over. And plenty of boundaries so far, which is what I guess you expect with a T20 game. I guess why it's so popular these days. When we look at the crowd, it's pretty much a full crowd. For any other type of domestic game, so like a first class game or like a one-day 50 over game, the crowd wouldn't be as full. As much as I want Surrey to win, I also low-key want it to be a high-scoring game. Like I said, this is my first ever T20 game, so it'd be good if Hampshire get like quite a nice score, let's say 170, 180. That would be quite good. It's definitely more of a casual crowd here. I feel like there's a lot of people here who are cricket for the first time in their life. We're hearing some very interesting conversations going on here. We've got Chris Jordan over there, the captain of the Surrey's T20 side, one of England's best T20 players. There's Sam Curran, another one of England's T20 stars. In fact, last time England won a T20 World Cup in 2022, he was the player of the tournament. 17 overs have gone. Hampshire currently 158 for 7. My prediction is they're going to end on 182. That's assuming they don't lose any more wickets. One of the positive things about cricket games is that you're actually allowed to drink inside the stadium, which you're not allowed to do in football games. I guess that's down to the fact that cricket fans tend to be a lot more calmer. Hampshire have ended 183 all out. I was one off with my guess, but that's a very good score. Hopefully that means we'll have a very competitive game. So the crowd weren't that animated during the Hampshire innings, but I feel like now that Surrey are batting, they're going to get a lot more into it. And especially because half the crowd have probably sunk a few pints by now as well. All Jacks literally hit a six of the first ball of the Surrey innings and then get out on the next ball. As it started well for Surrey, they're now 16 for 2, both the opens are out. Floodlights are on, it's starting to get a bit darker. I feel like that adds to the experience. T20 cricket was designed to be like an entertaining version of the game to attract new fans. I think it's definitely working. I mean, just look at the size of the crowd here. Most of the people here, like I said, aren't really into cricket. Like there's a lot of people here on like corporate team days out and so forth. Just here to have a good time, which is what T20 cricket is specifically designed for. Surrey are rather going about this quite slowly. They're 51 for 3 after 7 overs. You can see they've acquired one rate is 10.38. So yeah, they're going to have to put a bit of work in. Sam Curran's really starting to motor now. He's hit a few sixes and he's on 37. So they need to get 100 runs off the last 10 overs, which is a tall order. So they do have one of the best batting sides in the whole tour. Despite T20 cricket being designed to be a fast-paced version of the sport, it does feel quite slow at times. I guess cricket is quite a tactical sport, so slowness kind of makes sense. I feel like it's one of those sports that's quite hard to be as global as football is, and it's only really popular in countries that have played it traditionally. Sam Curran's just reached his 50 of 34 balls, and it's looking very good for Surrey. On a non-cricket related note, it's a clear sky and the moon's out, and it's looking really pretty. There wasn't much music in the first innings, but there's a lot more music in the second innings, and it's a lot louder as well. I'm sure the dark skies and the lights and the alcohol are playing a part. It's like the big one is the biggest one. You can see Sam Curran's really taken off here. He's on 84, so we need 24 for the last 3 overs. Seems like it should be a stroll home for them. Right, it's the last over of the game. Surrey need 2 to win, but more importantly, Sam Curran's on 96. Will he get his boundary and get his century? Surrey have won. Sam Curran's got his first ever T20 century. Let's go outside and I'll talk about how this experience went. Finally out of the stadium. It took a while to get out there. It was such a big crowd. But yeah, I had a good time. Cricket is a bit of a slower sport. I do love the sport, but maybe it's not the best sport to watch in person. I feel like football has a much better atmosphere. The crowd that are at cricket are much more respectable and I guess well behaved. The tickets are a bit on the pricey side. It was £40 and the food was expensive as well. I mean, the chicken and chips I got was like £15 and like I didn't get any beer or anything, but I saw pints for like £8-9, which is very, very expensive. But yeah, I can see why T20 cricket is so entertaining and why it helps drag in like casual fans who would never watch cricket. I don't know if it translates them into being like full-time fans, but one would hope so. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me experiencing T20 cricket for the first time. Make sure you subscribe, like, do all that good stuff, because I will be back with another sporting video very, very soon. As always, I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.